Watch exclusive Quality Plus Ford dealers traffic cam reports only on ABC 27 News. ABC 27 News, a better choice for a better commute. You're watching WHTM, ABC 27. Now, live with a better choice for your local news. This is ABC 27 News at 7.
Some active duty Harrisburg police officers may lose their jobs this week because of the city's budget crisis.
Plus, a high-ranking state official is charged in a drunk driving hit-and-run crash.
And a new device allows bosses to test their workers for drugs without their knowledge. Good evening, I'm Valerie Pritchett.
And I'm Dennis Owens. We begin tonight with the latest on the Harrisburg City budget crisis. Police officers are among the layoffs expected later this week. And now ABC 27 has learned the city has been unable to secure the $7 million loan needed to help get out of this financial mess. Ali Lanyon has more in our top story tonight.
Harrisburg Police Chief Charles Keller says the next round of layoffs will happen on Thursday morning. As for how many members of the force will be affected, the mayor's spokesperson would only say there are 20 possible names on a list. They just don't know how deep into that list this round of cuts will go. The police chief says he can't afford to lose any officers and expects that response time and officer safety will be compromised. 2 weeks ago, City Council offered Mayor Stephen Reed a $7 million loan. Some members of City Council said that was enough money to stop these layoffs and balance the general fund. The mayor argued he needed more.
We've approved a $7 million loan. That loan should be sufficient to stop any of these layoffs. So why administration isn't doing that, I don't know, and I'm not privy to any special information. And that's probably a good question for the mayor.
It's going to cause a total reorganization of this police department, and not a good reorganization. I mean, I cannot afford to lose 20 officers. We've lost the 9 recruits.
Mayor Reed was reportedly ill today and could not be reached for comment. We were told by the city spokesperson, however, that in yet another twist, the city has not yet secured the $7 million loan council approved because of, quote, problems with the bank. In Harrisburg, Ali Lanyon, ABC 27.
Thank you, Ali.
Well, it's been a decades-long running joke. Pennsylvania roads are in pretty bad shape.
Yes, but improving them could mean more dollars coming out of our pockets. Kristen Wright explains.
Yes, drivers in Pennsylvania could even end up paying more to fill up the tank. Today, a state transportation study group announced its findings to fund critical improvements to state highways, bridges, and public transportation. The commission recommends $900 million in additional funding for highways and bridges. That could mean an 11.5-cent increase in the gas tax and increased vehicle registration and licensing fees. To pay for local public transportation, they recommend that local municipalities pursue one of these options: a 0.25% increase in local sales tax, a 0.2% increase in earned income tax, or a 0.5% increase in the realty transfer tax.
When we all discussed these levels, we said they are daunting. On the other hand, it was the best portrayal of what the accurate condition was. And so, yes, you will find them in our document. And yes, we in fact do hope that the legislature takes these seriously.
Now, if these recommendations are followed, the average driver could pay an additional $7 more a month. These proposals now go to lawmakers who will make the ultimate decisions. Val and Dennis, back to you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Police in Harrisburg are looking for 2 suspects and 2 persons of interest in a deadly weekend shooting. Kevin Murden is one of the 2 suspects. Police say in all, 4 people were wounded, 1 was shot dead. Police are also looking for these 2 men. Aaron Burkett and Daryl Pierce are persons of interest. Police believe the 2 men witnessed the homicide. The incident happened Saturday morning outside of Roebuck's Bar on 6th Street. Police are still looking for the other shooter. He has not been identified.
And now a follow-up to a story we brought you on Friday. Charges are now filed against a state official for an accident in Cumberland County. Michael Farnan is accused of driving drunk, hitting another vehicle, and leaving the scene while in a state vehicle. According to court documents, Farnan's blood alcohol level was above the legal limit. Farnan is chief legal counsel to the Corrections Department. Court documents also show Farnan's wife drove him back to the scene an hour after the collision, but the DA says that's not good enough.
The vehicle code requires a driver who's involved in an accident to immediately stop and give information and render aid.
Now, Farnan issued an apology to the family he hit and said he's seeking treatment for an alcohol problem. Farnan is suspended without pay and will be expected to pay for damages to that state vehicle.
A battle between a Lebanon County man accused of being a slumlord and the city is over. William McNeil pleaded guilty today to housing code violations. In January, he spent a weekend in jail for similar charges. He faces more than $17,000 in fines.
Two local graduate students are helping Perry and Juniata County arraign suspects faster. Suzanne and Paul Schaefer have developed a video arraignment system as part of their thesis requirement. The program allows police officers to have suspects arraigned via computer instead of physically taking them to the district justice's office, which saves time and money.
Which is really what we're trying to do, is to cut down the travel and the time to get to the offices, both for the police officer and for also the district justices, who may even be home and on call during the nighttime hours.
Now, part of the system went live today. The computers will be installed in the homes and offices of the district justices.
Thanks to some new technology, your employer could be testing you for drugs and you may not even know it. It's called a drug wipe. Here's how it works. When a person uses drugs, it eventually sweats out through the pores in their skin. When they touch something, molecules of the drug are left on the surface. The wipe picks up what type of drug is being used. It can test for pot, meth, cocaine, and opiates. The makers say their test gives business owners crucial information about what is really happening in the workplace.
It's clearly defining for the company what type of drug, whether it's marijuana, cannabis, or cocaine, where in the building, and the fact that it's happening in their building while someone's being paid to do their job or while the kids come into school.
Now, besides businesses and schools, the company is also offering $50 kits to parents over its website. We have a link. Just go to abc27.com.
Well, coming up, put your shopping shoes on. I know you never have trouble doing that. We got a preview of the Black Friday deals.
Plus, you've heard of valet parking at hotels and restaurants. Find out what unusual spot in the Mid-State allows you to just pull up to the curb.
And here are your midday lottery numbers. The daily, 726. The big four, 6811.
And your evening lottery numbers, the daily 329, the big four 6659, and the cash 5, 3, 12, 24, 32, 39. Lucky for life 1, 8, 16, 26, 30, and 32. Well, parking shouldn't be a pain anymore at Holy Spirit Hospital. Visitors said finding a spot was tough, and once they did, they had to either walk or wait for the shuttle. So in response to community feedback, Holy Spirit is now offering valet parking for $2.
Yes, this is a great day to start it. Sunshine, people want to park their own car and walk to the hospital. Today, with it dreary and raining out, people want to drop off in a dry area underneath the canopy and have someone else park their car.
Yeah, especially on a day like today when it was drizzling and ugh.
No, that's perfect. It's a lot of elderly people and so on. That's a long hike, and some of that parking lot pretty far away, so that's good news. On a sunny day, make the hike. All right. Not sunny today.
No,
and to prove it,
at all.
I'll show you some of our rain gauges around the area. Our Toyota WeatherNet total rainfall, and total being yesterday into today, and the number is pretty impressive around the region. Good soaking rain anywhere you want to go. Stealing the highlights today is in Franklin County, and it goes up to Shippensburg, which is right on the Cumberland County, Franklin County line, all the way down to Waynesboro at 161, and all the way over here, good soaking rain. Right now, it's just that drizzle, kind of down the back of your neck, and everything you touch is wet, but it's not pouring. It just feels that way when you're outside. Why? Upper level low, look at that swirling around, and it's slowly moving to the north. As it does, it grabs that easterly component. It's called moisture, the marine layer. It brings it right in on top of us, continues to dump it on us, and yet the surface winds are coming from the northwest, trying to bring in some cooler weather at the same time. Look at the difference out to the west. 41 in Pittsburgh, 38 in Johnstown. It's 50 at Harrisburg International Airport, York Airport, Lancaster Airport. Look out right along the coastline, it's in the 60s. But eventually that all flushes out when the low moves away. If the winds ease up as they are forecast to do later on tonight in the overnight hours, dense fog might be a consideration. We right now have a relative humidity of almost 100%, and that sets the stage for limited visibility if the winds ease up. We're seeing that would be through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in the shaded areas. Closest to Harrisburg area, for example, in the actual counties would be Snyder and Juniata County. It does not mean it wouldn't bleed into parts of Perry or, say, Sterrett's Gap or all the way up Peters Mountain, Upper Dauphin County. Watch for that if you have travel plans late tonight, early tomorrow morning. We have 49 degrees, northwest winds at 11. That's helping to keep things stirred up a little bit. Doesn't make it more comfortable. It just keeps the fog at bay for now. And the precipitation, 0.05. In fact, we just clicked off 1/100th during the commercial break. On top of us, November the 13th, 50 the high, 44 the low. The normals are 53 and 37 on this date. So when you average it out on paper, we're actually slightly above normal. Didn't feel that way, though, did it, with the rain? Susquehanna River at Harrisburg is on the way up slowly. Sunbury is still climbing a bit, and the Juniata River at Newport and Lewistown is on the way down. We watch the system crank up, move to the north and the east. Kind of a weak disturbance moving through the Ohio Valley. That might bring some showers passing by late tomorrow, but a better chance on Wednesday when this system cranks up and moves our way. Here's the low. This is our current weather maker, if you will. Pulls up and away, high pressure. That's our hero for Tuesday night, and Wednesday, part of Wednesday, because this system is then forecast to slide in on top of us and kind of make us remember today as the good old days. So we'll take a look at it. Notice that the wet pattern coming in here for Wednesday night, Thursday, and possibly into Friday morning. Now, I'm trying to find something positive, like to find something positive.
Please.
Try and dry it out for the weekend, albeit on the cool side and somewhat perhaps breezy for Saturday.
All right. Thank you, Chuck. Let's go over to Josh for sports.
Jimmie Johnson was one of the hottest drivers for the first half of the NASCAR season, winning 3 of the first 9 races of the year, including the Daytona 500. Then he cooled down and didn't pick up a win over the next 11 races, but the 48 cars caught fire during the chase for the Cup. He has 1 win and 4 second-place finishes in the last 5 races, including yesterday's second-place finish in Phoenix. That has Jimmie Johnson 1 win away from his first Nextel Cup championship.
A great run, and there at the end, I was really pushing for a win. We had such a great car and such a great weekend. I didn't want to, not put up a strong effort for the win. We did what we needed to. If we can just go to Homestead and do it one more time, we'll be very happy.
Just one race left in Homestead. Jimmie Johnson, there he is, sitting atop the Chase for the Cup standings, followed by Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, the rookie, Denny Hamlin, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. There's no more do they have 10 places because 5 of them have been mathematically eliminated. So there's only 5 drivers left.
To the final race.
To the final race we go.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Coming up, Hershey issues a recall, plus this.
I'm Dennis Borderbine, the Consumer Center. You'll have more opportunities for Black Friday shopping this year than ever. I'll explain coming up on ABC 27 News at 7.
You're watching the ABC 27 Forecast Center, brought to you by the Bed and Furniture Warehouse. Values you can live with.
What you doing?
For those who love to shop, this story is for you. Eat your Thanksgiving dinner early, get a nap, because at the stroke of midnight,
This year, now this is hardcore, retailers are making it even easier to get holiday deals. Consumer reporter Dennis Buterbaugh explains.
If you're the kind of person who just can't wait until the stores open on Black Friday, the outlets at Hershey are getting ready for you.
We will be opening at midnight on Thanksgiving night. Get you a little extra 6 hours in to do your shopping. We're hoping to capitalize on the women who like to come out shopping, of course, for Black Friday.
Not only will the Bass Outlet store be open that early or late, depending on how you look at it, all the Hershey outlets are making the move. Hunsinger says in major cities last year there was excellent response to opening at midnight on Thanksgiving night. So now Bass is doing it here. How do you get people to shop in the middle of the night?
I know in our store we're doing 50% off the entire store from midnight until 11 a.m.
Not only will many stores extend their hours for Black Friday this year, more of them are letting the cat out of the bag early this year about what special deals they'll have when the day gets here. To find out, all you need is a computer. There are more websites than ever this year that reveal what specials most of the chain stores will have on Black Friday. Some of the sites are authorized, some are not. On the site Black Friday Info, the specials for Best Buy stores were removed after the site operator says Best Buy threatened to sue them. We've checked the accuracy of these sites for years, and most of them have good information. In the Consumer Center, Dennis Butterby, ABC 27 News.
We have a link to the Black Friday websites for you. Just go to abc27.com.
You just had a smile on your face the entire time watching the Black Friday.
I already got a couple of little advertisements over the email, so I'm excited.
Very nice. Coming up, we'll tell you where Hershey's chocolate is being recalled.
Plus, later in the show, you can help child literacy bloom. We'll explain.
What separates Ford Focus from Honda Civic and Toyota Corolla? First off, there's more interior room in the Focus. Plus great standard features like a premium sound system, an independent rear suspension, backed by extended powertrain coverage good for 5 years or 100,000 miles. And with up to 37 miles per gallon, Focus goes farther than Civic or Corolla. Up to 500 miles per tank of gas. Ford Focus for just $170 a month, or get 0% financing at your Quality Plus Ford dealers.
Well, here's your Central Penn Business Journal news tonight. After a 7-month strike, union workers at ESOB Welding near Hanover were back on the job today. The company reached a 3-year deal with the union last month. Roughly 200 union workers returned today. 40 opted for early retirement. More than 100 replacement workers hired during the strike will stay with ESOB as well.
Returning from strike after 7 months, there's going to be a transition period that everybody has to go through. So far, so good.
Now, ESOB plans to hire even more workers before the end of the year. The company is also spending $15 million for new equipment. A variety of Hershey chocolate products in Canada were voluntarily recalled yesterday because of fears of salmonella contamination. The recall did not affect Hershey products sold in the U.S. The chocolates were produced in Ontario between October 15th and November 10th. Amtrak crews are prepping for the busiest travel period of the year. 53 extra trains will be added along the Northeast Corridor for Thanksgiving. Amtrak expects many trains to sell out, so they suggest that you buy your tickets in advance. Now here's a look at how the markets closed today and a few stocks of local interest.
The Central Penn Business Journal ABC 27 Business Brief is brought to you by Lehman Volvo.
Yeah. And tonight on ABC 27, Wife Swap at 8, The Bachelor Rome at 9, What About Brian at 10, and ABC 27 News Nightside at 11.
Hi there, I'm Kevin Henry. Coming up tomorrow on Daybreak, ABC 27 and Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Capital Region are giving you the chance to be a big. Josh Reed will introduce us to this week's Little. Plus, we'll have the latest overnight breaking news and traffic and weather together. We'll see you tomorrow, starting at 5 for ABC 27 News Daybreak.
Buy a book, get a bouquet. Royers and Stevenson's Flowers are holding a Bouquets for Books drive this weekend.
This is what you call a win-win. Customers who donate new children's books at their local shops will get a free bouquet of flowers. The books go to local libraries, all part of National Children's Book Week, and that program runs through Saturday. So get your books out there.
And this is kind of weather maybe you want to stay inside and read some books. Show you the 7-day forecast. We're still dealing with some, let's call it an irritating drizzle here this evening, with temperatures falling very slowly out of the 50s. And we see for tomorrow, it responds a little bit better. We clear it out a little bit during the afternoon. That lasts halfway through Wednesday. Here we go again. Some rain by Wednesday night through Thursday into Friday morning. And then we dry it out, cool down in time for the weekend. So there's good news and bad news mixed in that 7-day forecast.
Nice to see a little sunshine there.
That's right. And maybe you take those books in, get the flowers to brighten up an otherwise dreary
Anything you can put books into kids' hands, that's a good idea. Good idea.
Yep. Thanks for watching at 7.
Judge Judy's next. Have a great evening.
When you see news happen, call 1-800-FON-WHTM.